Hey everyone, so this would be a real world, very unfair speed test comparison here between the iPad Pro 12.9 inch with the M2 processor. It would be the same for the 11 inch with the M2 processor as far as speed goes versus the 2022 Amazon Fire HD8 Plus. So this is the Plus version, which gives you 3 gigabytes of RAM compared to the non Plus, which only gives you 2. Otherwise, it has the same processor as the non Plus. We're going to use Safari. We're going to use Silk browser. Then we'll open up a couple of other apps here, and we'll see how these do versus each other. And of course, this is unfair, like I already said. So this is over $1,000. This is 120. I did not delete histories. Makes it more of a real world comparison since people do not delete histories every time they get off of the web browser unless you're looking up stuff. Do not want other people to see you looking up. As well as it makes it a little bit easier for the Amazon to load in these websites, of course. So first going to bestbuy.com here. iPad is going to be basically instant. I really hope you cannot hear my bird screeching downstairs over nothing. Sorry if you can. But this isn't too bad. Either for $120 is not a bad device. They did bump up the processor. It's supposed to be 30% faster this year. It's a hexa-core compared to last generation, which was a quad-core. So let's see if we can. No, this is the same. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and hit tablets and e-readers because why not? That's what we are looking at here. All right, so this will load in. iPad is done. This still has a little bit of a red bar on the little swirly hoo. All right, but we can go down both these. So 2, of course, this is 8 inches. This is 12.9. So you can actually see about the same amount of stuff on both screens, which is interesting. But this is a lot bigger. The stuff on the screen, I mean, is a lot bigger. The device itself too. But yeah. All right, let's go ahead and we'll hit the S8 Ultra. If you really want a gigantic tablet, this is 14.6 inches, which is huge. The 12.9 inch iPad is big. This thing is even bigger. And more of a fair comparison if I had one still. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll scroll down here. For all these other pictures, these are already basically loaded in. There we go, that's all going to be loaded in. This is going to be loading in still. So let's see, so we can already be looking at stuff here. 1, 2, this is still going to be loading in. Best Buy is a harder website for budget tablets to load in. I don't really know why. Maybe because all this stuff going on. But it does take budget tablets a bit longer to load in here. It is a heavier website. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead. We'll click the picture. We'll click these other pictures. iPad for some reason is being weird right now. There we go. There we are. Alright, let's get out of that. Let's go into Pokemon.com. This is an easier website, even though there's a lot of pictures on it. Tablets don't really have any issues loading this in, which is good. Let's go ahead here. We'll hit the Pokédex on both of these. We'll go ahead. Let's actually go ahead and hit the desktop site because that's what this is basically on the iPad. So let's go ahead. We'll hit Surprise Me. So this will bring up 2 different Pokemon or different Pokemon here. But let's go ahead and we'll just hit the first ones. There we are. One thing you'll notice too, if you pay attention to the stats, the iPad will do a little bit of a motion. The Amazon will not. So let's go ahead. We'll hit Beautify. Pay attention to it. There's a bit of a motion. We'll head here and hit Unpheasant. And it just kind of comes in. It just boop. This one's more of a motion. So it's something to note there. Let's go ahead and we'll hit one of the cards. There we go. You can also hit explore more cards. There we go. We'll hit superior here. All right. So iPad is definitely better, especially when you get into heavier websites. That's a little bit of a refresh there for some reason. Let's go ahead. We'll go into Roblox 1, 2, and 3. This is very, very fast going into it. There we go. So basically, you could already be playing your game on the iPad, but it's not too bad. Big difference will be in actual gaming. This you'll be able to do most games in low graphics. This you'll be able to do basically anything run on max graphics. If you're looking at one to buy for gaming, the big difference there is going to be iPad can do things in max graphics, no issue. The little guys don't be a lot more of an issue if you try to do games in max graphics. Some it might be able to do, but most it'll be able to do in just low to medium graphics. Let's go into the app stores on both of these, 1, 2, and 3. And yes, the Google Play Store now works on the 2022 Amazon Fire 8, HD8, and 7. At least it's working for me now. It was not when these first came out. Then you did a couple of updates with Fire OS 8, and now they work, which is awesome. Go ahead, we'll just type in Garmin 1, 2, and 3. So in this, they're both very fast. Right, there's really no issues with that. So yeah, there you guys go. A little bit of a speed test here. No, not fair, but I always find these interesting to see how much faster a very expensive device is, again over $1,000, compared to a budget-friendly choice here, which is $120. So you all let me know what you think. As always, I really do appreciate you watching. Hope you have a good one. See you next time. Goodbye.